What is going on, cryptocurrency investors? Welcome to Crypto Blessing. I know it's not an evolution of video games. We are no longer doing evolution videos, and I know you are disappointed, but hang in there because we have some very exciting stuff in store for you guys. First and foremost, we are extending the $50 Bitcoin giveaway. So go ahead and give us a follow on Twitter. There aren't too many applicants right now. All you have to do is retweet and follow and tag a friend. It depends on how many people end up entering this as to how long we're going to extend it, but there is still $50 worth of Bitcoin up for grabs. The markets are continuing their downward slide. And I thought it was fitting today to go over some of the top analysts' predictions for Bitcoin, starting with Tim Draper. He's a billionaire investor and explains why he thinks Bitcoin will hit $250,000 by 2022. Bitcoin had an all-time high of $20,000 back in December and January and has since fallen from its high down to under $10,000. It is anyone's guess as to when the resurgence will happen, but it is safe to say that it will happen. Tim Draper has long been one of cryptocurrency's biggest bulls, and that's not changed during the first half of 2018, despite the downturn in the market. He's standing by his prediction of $250,000 by 2022, which is a whole lot more than $650 per coin that he paid in 2014 when he won nearly 30,000 Bitcoin from the U.S. Marshal Service in the famous Silk Road auction. Speaking with financial publication The Street, Draper said that the recent market downturn has not caused his confidence in the forecast to waver. Price-wise, we'll continue to see Bitcoin move higher. He's revised his estimate of $250,000 4 years out, so we'll see Bitcoin trade around the $250,000 mark in 2022. Draper said that he's basing his bet on the expectation that cryptocurrencies, and he's invested in more than just Bitcoin, will increase the velocity of money, such that the global currency market will hit $140 trillion in the next decade. He expects that since cryptocurrencies will increase the velocity of money, the current 86 trillion global market for currency will be growing to 140 trillion in the next 10 years, and the majority of that growth will be in cryptocurrency. In fact, he estimates that fiat currencies will actually decrease in use, and that crypto will become as much as 100 trillion of that market. He expects Bitcoin to be about 10% of the market, or 10 trillion. There's so much room to grow, and a lot of things must happen between now and then, but continue to follow us here at Crypto Blessing as we report on the evolving market changes. It's a very exciting year in cryptocurrency, and it is set to be the biggest year yet. Draper is also behind the high-profile plan to divide California into 3 states. He said that he expects the world is on the cusp of a massive shift towards adopting cryptocurrencies. As many are aware, traditional financial markets have been used to oppress people and increase the wage gap, where the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Cryptocurrencies represents a global paradigm shift that brings the power back into the hands of the people, allowing for peer-to-peer networks and self-executing smart contracts, which are growing in demand to hopefully dominate the market. Cryptocurrencies are not just a store of value, but as an instrument for everyday payments, and they are being utilized across a whole plethora of industries, from VeChain and IOTA in cold chain logistics, as well as IOTA trying to make driverless vehicles a reality, along with the radical new sharing economy. Cryptocurrencies represent a global shift in traditional thinking that goes away from big banks, big companies, and starts to really empower the individual user. In about 4 years, there's going to be a big change when people start paying for goods and services rendered with cryptocurrency. It used to be the case that Bitcoin was too slow to make small transactions, so it was better as a store of value, much like that of gold. But what is happening is that as time goes on, more technologies make it easier for us to use innovations on the classic Bitcoin consensus algorithm, ushering in the new era of blockchain technology, that being 4.0, which is where we are at right now. Bitcoin represents the first generation of blockchain technology. If you need to get updated on what is happening, have a look at our blockchain evolution video and why blockchain is so important going forward in an increasingly more violent and unsure society. Those of us who are cryptocurrency enthusiasts have no interest in selling Bitcoin. Moving from crypto to fiat is like trading shells for gold. It's reverting to the past. Most of us are thinking long term and that we will be able to use some form of an innovative blockchain technology for purchasing goods and services and for the general daily transaction of value. Another top analyst is Tom Lee. He's the CEO of Fundstrat, and he's holding his prediction that Bitcoin will reach $25,000. He identifies three key factors that make him believe the price will surge past the 2017 high, despite dropping below $8,000 and even touching $6,000. Bitcoin is nowhere near out of the water for this recent bear market, and many analysts are saying that we could touch into the $4,000 range. Currently holding strong at $6,500. All of that is complete speculation, but so are these astronomically high prices. $25,000 would be an all-time high for Bitcoin, and considering what we saw in December and January, it seems like the reality is that much closer. Typical crypto volatility leads a lot of people to sway back and forth in the positive and negative of this market. The overall trend is definitely up. If we look at the price of Bitcoin this time last year, you can see that it was at $2,500. Being over $6,000 right now is a healthy jump for any traditional market. Although it is spun negatively in the mainstream media that Bitcoin has lost over 80% of its value, and that is true. However, spin is what the mainstream media is good at, and that is also why I do feel that the cryptocurrency trading bans are in place. It's a consumer protection move because good projects can jump up 20, 30, even 100% only to lose all of that value, and it can be taken out of context and spun in a negative way for advertising purposes, leaving the new cryptocurrency investors to foot the bill. The first key factor for Tom Lee having a $25,000 Bitcoin price is the Bitcoin production and replication costs. The price of production was almost equal to the trading price, and it is still worth more than it costs to mine. Many of the cryptocurrencies that use the consensus algorithm that Bitcoin founded must be mined. It's a way for transactions to get confirmed on the network. Many cryptocurrency investors are waiting for institutional investors that have gained a lot of interest, but they have not really come into crypto yet because there's still some regulatory uncertainty. As I've indicated in previous videos, this is an unregulated market, and the onus is on the individual user and investor to do your own research. Make sure the projects you are invested in are good projects that will stand the test of time during any bear market. Data compiled by Fundstrat shows a historical trend by which Lee recommends investors hold on to their Bitcoin. 10 days comprise all the performance in any single year of Bitcoin's price. If you just took out those 10 days, Bitcoin's down 25% a year. So as miserable as it feels holding Bitcoin at 8,000, the move from 8,000 to 25,000 will happen in a handful of days. Fundstrat's global advisors revealed earlier this month that Bitcoin could reach $36,000 by next year based on historical averages. It has made those moves very quickly in the past, and it is likely to do so going forward. Also, Smarterium released a cryptocurrency market valuation of $1 trillion this year, as the market cap of this industry seems to just grow over time, even though some of the individuals are falling, but all combined, the market cap seems to increase year over year. According to the CEO of Kraken, which is a top cryptocurrency exchange, Jesse Powell, in the rest of the months of 2018, cryptocurrencies should see accelerated growth. That is right now. We should be seeing at any moment now a handful of institutional investors get their feet wet in cryptocurrency, as well as the average user like you or me who are very bullish on the price of Bitcoin would also be participating in the rise. Before the recent downturn, the market was over 800 billion. Even if the cumulative market cap is able to rise just 25% from the peak, it would be able to hit that true valuation of 1 trillion. There's a ton of regulatory concerns that are always plaguing this market, and regulating ICOs seems to be the best approach. So many people got burned throughout the BitConnect scandal, and there are likely more scandals to come up. Until this market gets regulated, the onus is ever more placed on the average investor to do research and vet these projects. Making sure they stand the test of time before you invest is also a very good strategy. There's a number of trading tips for the everyday cryptocurrency day trader that I outlined just yesterday, so check that out. And as this channel continues to grow, I fully expect the market cap to grow along with it. It still is completely speculative of these insanely high prices of Bitcoin. And whether we've seen the bottom right now, which currently looks to be the case, nobody can be certain if this is the real actual bottom. Bitcoin's about to hit a triple bottom scenario, which in the past has generally indicated a trend reversal bull run. But pending any significant upturn, we will continue to report on all the evolving changes, as well as giving you insight as to how to be successful in this market. Most cryptocurrencies have already bounced sharply from these bottom levels in the past couple of weeks. And like I said just the other day, if you bought the dip, you will likely be prosperous in the future. And many people, even though the market is low, are able to pull off 10% gains every single day. But just keep in mind, all of those people that are publicly saying they have profited in any of the cryptocurrency dips, there are a handful of others that have lost a good chunk of money, and or, heaven forbid, you remortgage your house or take out a business loan that you are unable to pay back because of the volatility in these markets. As well, John McAfee publicly said just last week that Bitcoin's going to hit $15,000 by the end of July. That is 1.5 months from now. So if he is right, along with Tim Draper, Tom Lee, and a number of other top analysts, we are in for a crazy summer. Cryptocurrencies seem to be gearing up to be the paradigm shift that the public really is looking for. And I cannot wait to see what the outcome of this year has and if any of the top analysts end up being right. Stranger things have happened, and all we can do is continue to monitor the markets. Follow us on Twitter at Blessing Crypto and retweet our $50 giveaway. It has been extended with no end date in sight, so get yourself on board with that giveaway. And if you are new to cryptocurrency investing, it's a great way to get your first little bit of Bitcoin. And if you are a regular cryptocurrency trader, let us help you add to it, as well as providing you with all of the emerging details as they happen. Thank you once again for watching Crypto Blessing, and I will see everyone tomorrow.